What is up, guys? Welcome back to another great episode of Bront. And what we're going to be doing today is playing The Beginner's Guide, a game by the people who created the Stanley Parable, and it should be just as great, if not even better. From what I've heard, what this game is essentially about is trying to get to know somebody through artwork or writings that you find maybe tucked away in their bedroom, or just generally trying to figure out what somebody is all about and maybe what they're thinking. So, I'm not sure how this is going to go, but yes, let's just begin game, and let's see how this goes for us. Alright, show me something cool, game. I've been so excited to play this. It's been sitting on my Steam, but I could not get it to go. It would not turn on. It would get up to the main screen and it would just crash. But for some reason I clicked it today and it just booted right up, and I'm not taking the chance to miss that opportunity.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. Mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com.
Wow.
Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
This is so cool. This is such an interesting concept. Like, I already saw parts of it from the trailer, but I was not expecting him to go through all of his friends' games and try to show us all these different meanings and stuff that I kind of understand now, like what he was saying about the boxes, you know, they're placed in different spots, and it breaks the illusion of it just being a desert town. You can tell it's a map that somebody made. You can tell. I can't explain it, but I hope you get it yourself. Whisper's machine status active. Oh, shit. Oh, this is so cool, man!
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Alright, but there's this way and then there's that way, but this way's all lit up, so I feel like I need to go this way. Oh shit, it's all blocked off now I see. But why are those lights? Oh, okay, now I get it. Pop. So I wonder if these are straight up the games that he made, or if they kind of redefined them. I don't know. I would really like to read on the developer. Maybe he's got some interviews for this or something that I can...
Security call breached. Hostile alien life forms inbound.
Hostile alien life force? No!
It kind of looks like this game was
on.
abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere. But then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what the hell's going on here?
You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Oh, shit.
But ultimately we don't
that was
really
perfect
know.
timing.
Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Alright. Well, then let's keep going, because I enjoy a story-based game, whether it has lots of good gameplay or not. If it has a great story, I'm totally down for it, but what is going on down there? Oh, it's the map or something that he used. Alright, so it's like a literal box. Wait, what are we doing? Whisper machine activated. Oh, okay, we can keep going on through. I wasn't sure if we could or not. That way's dead. A dead end. Some more dead ends.
Apparently the space station has a labyrinth on it. I guess so. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, thank you so much, guy. You are a serious lifesaver.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Alright. Take me to it.
Hey,
seriously.
You there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering a whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Wow. He was right. This is interesting. Like, what was this guy thinking about sending his own person in to take his life to save the rest? Like, is that something that he wants to do himself? Not take his life, but, you know, is it like a fantasy like most people have that, you know, maybe you're in a bank and you're the one that saves the day?
This is not a branching point, unfortunately. The only option is to step into the beam.
Okay. Alright, well then I'll just do it. Oh no!
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
What? I don't understand. Alright, so we go back into the beam. And then what? Oh. Oh, shit! We're just getting loaded way up into the sky. What?
The beam causes you to start floating.
What if it's like
and this is an important
though?
Moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Alright, nice. I'm so excited to see all these different games. They're all so interesting, honestly. Like, alright, does this have a save button, though? Oh, it has a skip level button. Nice, alright. So when I do want to leave, I can actually come back and not have to do everything
in this
over
game,
again.
you can only walk backwards.
Oh, okay. The past was behind her. Oh, okay. But isn't the future in front of us? Oh,
so it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
This is sweet. Okay, so we can only see the past, even though it is behind us, but we can never actually see the future. Then that is why we're walking backwards. The past was behind her. Oh, wait. What's going on here? I just walked through all this. Alright, is there any more? Go this way, you can go that way. Then where am I supposed to be going? Like, Oh, there's another way over here. Alright, well then we'll just keep walking this way. See where this takes us. When she stops and looks, it becomes clear. Oh, because if we want to move backwards, or if we want to move forwards and we're just looking back, we can never see. But if we just stop and take the time to look ahead, we can work on the past. Maybe. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength? She just has to confront it.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick.
Seriously,
Okay,
I would have found that on Game Jolt or something. That is something I would have played. Those are the kind of games that I really enjoy after so long. Oh shit. Procedurally generated something. You are now entering. Entering what, my friend? Tell me what I'm entering. I need to know. Need to know right now. Oh shit.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. Alright. December 2008. Another game from December.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Nonsense in every direction.
I wish I'd known him
crap.
at the time that he was making these early games.
Awesome.
He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's his choice. I mean, he's making what he wants to make, and he's making these little ideas, and I feel like eventually he's gonna take all these ideas and just slab them all into one giant masterpiece, because sometimes you do that, you know, you don't want to unleash something yet, because you want to make it something bigger. You don't want it to be just this small little thing, which I feel like is what he's
Once
going
you've been
for.
slowed to an
That's my
absolute
own
crawl,
interpretation.
the door
Oh,
at the
shit.
top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Okay. So what, did he put something in there, like, hidden then? Alright. Wait. Stand on an X staring at a beer for 3 hours.
A
Wow.
room that's warm and nice
Must address the
and
rally
filled with
group of
little
eager
ideas
press
for
reporters.
games.
Sharks are trying to eat you. Simultaneously, you are trying to eat the sharks.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that.
Reading enemies' emails
It can be
to
a very
beat
slow
them.
climb to get there.
Press U to surrender. The button you press to stop the chaos, but it does not work. You are the queen. Oh no, I wanted to read all those. That was so interesting. Ready, set, fish. What is this? Is that one of his other games then? This guy does such a great job with these narratives. Oh my gosh, the feels in any of his games are just intense. Seriously, these are great. These are fantastic. Alright, ready, go fish. Is there even fish in here? Oh shit, I'm
Well,
about
this
to
is new
open
for
something,
Coda.
huh?
It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Ready, go fish. What? I feel like I can't. I'm stuck in a dark room behind a wall. And is that the meaning of it? Like, is that what we're supposed to be thinking here? I have no idea. So I can't get back up there. What if we close the door and open it again? Try again. Alright, how about... Oh no, I locked myself in here. No! Not in this dark room, man. Come on, let me out.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this
nice.
puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I did the right thing or not, but shit, I'll try my best. Alright, keep going. Is this the same puzzle over and over again? No, it's not. Alright, you got another room to walk through. I love the atmosphere of this one, though. It's got really great music to it.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
No way. So what, did he really hide all this stuff behind it? Oh shit, it's a whole bunch of other ones that he wanted to work on. Or that he did work on.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
I think these are more life stories, if anything. I mean, like, the way I see it, if I can explain this right, is that if you don't know that it's there and you don't see it, then you don't know you're missing out or what you could be missing. And that's kind of interesting, all that, because we would have never known if that would have been thrown up on Game Jolt or something, but bam, alright, there's this game and it's just that corridor, but then people would have trashed it probably because it's just walking through. All you gotta do is open that one door, and then you would have never known about all the rest of it on the outside. But, like, it's really interesting, and I love taking out these meanings from these games. It just makes it really interesting. But let's see, you are now exiting.
Aha. So this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. Okay. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in. Some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Alright. I'm loving this. This is probably one of the best games I've played in a little bit. Wow! The Great and Lovely Descent. Alright, first off, guys, 1 minute. Okay, this is going to be the last one that we're going to do, and then I'm going to have to end this episode here, but yes, we will finish this first. I want to see
Let's talk about video game development.
We're heading down a hill?
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
What is this?
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Can I get to that door over there?
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making.
Okay, guess we gotta go
You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Alright. So, take us through. This is very different from that house. I mean, that was like a total change. But it's pretty damn cool. Oh god, no. Okay, at least there's no fall damage. That's good. It's very good. Oh shit. Okay, so we just run all the way down these. Jump to this next one here. Come on. Oh, no, don't fall. You got this. Hell yeah. We're doing it, guys. We're friggin' doing it. No! Okay, looks like we're okay. Oh, damn. I thought we were going to die on that one for sure, but I guess not. Alright, so we got down to the end of all this. Is there anything to be seen now? See that? There's a light right there. We can't... oh, there's an invisible chute right there that we can't go past. What is all this? What is its meaning? Tell me. Alright, we go down here and there's a bunch of gates, but why? Like, look at all these. Alright, I'm stuck in here like cattle. Why though? Like, hello? Is anybody in here? Oh shit. make us go through there? Oh, it's an elevator. Alright, I like that. Oh, damn, I still can't go past. How about here? Yes? No? Oh. Oh, no, I should not have done that.
In Coda's original design, the door stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Seriously?
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else.
Okay.
Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
This guy's a real interesting fellow, that's for sure. Like, I don't quite know what's going on with him, but I feel like there's something a lot deeper than we're seeing here. I feel like this guy really is trying to make a statement about, or at least with all this stuff, he's trying to send us a message or something like that. And that is just a really profound professor kind of sort. Well, let's keep going. It's starting to look like Half-Life almost. Even though it is a source
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Alright, what? Just close myself in here? Close myself in until the door opens on the other side. Oh! I'm getting so many meanings out of this, guys. Like, woo! Alright, what about this door? Oh.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Is it what I just said? You close the door so you're surrounded by darkness, only till the door on the other side opens again. Something like that. That's not exactly what I said, but it's close to it. Alright, let's get down here. Let's see what this guy has to say. What? You there.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. Yes, there were worlds stamped with whiteness. Let's try number 2. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and a switch? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I don't remember it. I prefer not to tell you. After all, we only just met. Alright, let's go with 1. That sounds good to me. Again, perfect. Now please, tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how you got to the other side. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Sure, we'll try that. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It is the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you, there is nothing I want more. Oh. So now what? Okay. Am I just heading back out? You guys have nothing more to say to me? I guess let's head on. I mean, oh, it's just more people. What? Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes. Do you want to know how I solved it? No, I've been right here this entire time. We'll go with 1 for now. Oh, I don't know how this is gonna go. No. We actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Why would I care about the space between the doors? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. Exactly, yes. Don't think too hard about it. How come? You'll see it again soon. But why? Alright, let's go through this door. Let's see where this is going to lead us. I really feel like all these are connected. The in-betweens with the signs,
one last
walking,
descent,
but
down to the final floor of the level.
Down to the floor with the lever, you say? What about the floor with the lever? Alright, so now what is this? This is looking like some Left 4 Dead stuff here. Oh, not anymore, I guess, but it was.
It's a lamppost.
It is a lamppost.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Alright, so maybe he's kind of using this as, like he said, a reference point for his direction. He wants to get to that, and now that he knows where he wants to get to, he can work on the things that need to be getting there. Because if you ever have tried to write a story, or a book, or a screenplay, anything like that, you will sit there and you're wondering your story, but if you knew what the ending was going to be and it was super good, it may be easier to get up to that point. But guys, I do have to end this episode before we get any farther. I really hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. This is so fantastic. It's even better than the Stanley Parable, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be, but damn, this game has so much meaning and emotion in it. It's just fantastic. It's really taken me through a ride. But anyways, guys, if you're new, please subscribe for more videos. If not, please just go watch some other videos. Maybe give me another chance if you didn't like this. But yes, I'm sure you don't mind it. But yeah, go check out some of the other videos. Plenty of them up. But guys, like always, from Michigan, have yourself a fantastic day, and stay tuned for more. What the fuck? Holy shit! Oh my god, it's an actual spaceship. Something I never really thought I'd find in this game. Like, seriously, look at this thing. So